The year is 1470. In the cold mountains of Thessaly, a bell rings out for the last time, echoing through a valley that will never hear it again. Inside the convent of St. Catherine, 23 nuns kneel in prayer. Their voices are as steady as stone, but today, the words taste like ash, like goodbye. Outside, the rising sun is hidden by the bloody red banners of the Ottoman Empire, sweeping over the land like a river of steel. Sister Eleni, the abbess, holds a silver crucifix, an heirloom of faith. Her hands tremble, but not from fear. She knows what's coming. They all do. What they don't know, what no one could imagine, is that death would have been a mercy. Because what happened next wasn't written in any history book you studied at school. It was buried, erased, hidden for centuries. As dawn breaks, a hush falls over the convent. Sister Magdalena quietly leads her sisters in the morning hymn, though no one expects peace. The air itself feels threatened, heavy with the coming storm. The Ottoman army doesn't arrive with shouts and violence. It flows, slow and ominous, taking over every ridge and path leading to the sanctuary. Children in nearby villages wake to the sound of marching, not birdsong. Inside the stone walls, whispered prayers mingle with the shuffle of worried feet. The sisters gather their few precious keepsakes, a rosary, faded letters, small icons, knowing this is the last time their sacred home will feel like theirs. Fear coils in their stomachs, yet together their faith does not break. Their prayer rises above the dread, a shield of spirit against fate. The Ottomans encircle the convent, methodical and silent. No screams, no crashing gates, just tense footsteps and the glint of swords waiting. Sister Eleni, her face pale but determined, orders the youngest sisters to gather near the altar. She reassures them this is not the end, just another test of faith. Mothers and elders share quiet embraces, stories of miracles and survival from darker times, hoping to spark courage. The old stone walls seem to defend them, but even they know their strength will not last forever. The soldiers speak only when needed, making lists, counting heads. It is clear this is not an ordinary raid. It is an organized erasure. The empire's grip is colder than steel. Inside, the sisters watch as the convent's doors are opened for the last time. Ottoman officers enter, not as wild invaders, but as bureaucrats, taking stock of everything, people and relics alike. Every nun is registered: name, age, talents, origin. Their leader reads aloud from a ledger, ticking boxes, then closing it shut with finality. The sisters are neither killed nor beaten, but they are unmade by paperwork. Icons and holy books are removed, icons are wrapped for museum display, their prayers traded for numbers. Some sisters hold their crosses tighter, tears streaming in silence. It's not violence that breaks them, it's the realization that their whole world is being cataloged for someone else. The Ottomans give a harsh ultimatum: convert to Islam and survive, or resist and be punished. Sister Eleni steps forward, her voice unwavering. Our faith is our life. A respectful silence follows, but soon the consequences begin. Food rations are cut, water is withheld, and night brings cold unlike any before. Some sisters whisper in Latin so only God can hear. Their unity is tested as hunger gnaws at hope and bodies weaken. But the nuns refuse to let go of their memories and prayers, becoming a living symbol of resistance. Old hymns replace hunger, faith replaces despair. The days blur together, filled with fear and longing. Guards watch every move, sometimes mocking, sometimes distant. The sisters use scraps of cloth to comfort each other, sharing warmth under one blanket at night. They find courage in small acts, passing crumbs, sneaking whispered encouragement, tracing tiny crosses onto the chapel's hidden beams. Sister Magdalena tells stories from her childhood, how prayers moved mountains, how love conquered bitterness. In darkness, these stories become torches. Even as some sisters grow weaker, the spirit of the unity does not die. The convent is no longer a place, but a feeling, shared and held close. At dawn, the women are marched from their sacred home. The cold air bites at their skin, and every step feels heavier than the last. Some struggle, their legs shaking with exhaustion, but they sing, softly, as they walk, a hymn rising with each footfall. Villagers line the distant hills, powerless to help, but sobbing in solidarity. The Ottomans keep the sisters in strict lines as they cross valleys and bridges into land that no longer feels familiar. Along the way, a few nuns fall, too frail to continue. Sister Eleni slows to comfort the youngest. Hold on to hope. Together, they carry sorrow and faith on their backs. When they reach Istanbul, the grandeur of the city clashes with the darkness beneath its surface. They are led to underground tunnels deep within the palace, where echoes drown out any sense of peace. Their new quarters are dank and crowded, nothing like the bright and open convent. Faith is forbidden here. Prayers are risk. Guards patrol every passage, searching for signs of defiance. The nuns rely on memories to see them through. At night, Sister Magdalena leads them in silent prayer, using the rhythm of their hearts to communicate with God. Days pass slowly. Hope flickers but refuses to go out. In the darkness, the sisters dream of home. One finds a broken tile and carves a tiny cross behind a tapestry, a secret mark of hope. Another writes, "Lux in tenebres lucet." Light shines in the darkness, on a chipped wall, using candle soot. Late at night, they hum sections of old Latin hymns, their song barely audible. A guard sometimes stops, listening. No punishment follows. Perhaps even the empire has a heart. The nuns' courage is quiet, their faith a force even the palace walls cannot erase. They know their resistance will not win, but it will be remembered by the marks they leave. The empire tries to erase all signs of who they were. New names, new languages, new duties. Some nuns are assigned to kitchens and laundry, forbidden from speaking old words or singing sacred music. Sister Eleni loses touch with her sisters. Every day, someone disappears, sent to another wing or sold to another noble house. But she writes prayers in corners, refusing to forget. She remembers her mother's lullabies, teaches new friends quiet songs, finding comfort in memory. The Ottomans can force obedience, but not erase heart. The nuns' daily routine is monotonous, but their spirits continue to fight. One rare afternoon, a nun finds a stray bead and fashions a makeshift rosary from bits of string. She hands it to Sister Magdalena, whose eyes light with gratitude. From then on, the sisters begin sharing coded messages, carving initials into door frames, leaving tokens in cracks in the stone. Their secret chapel grows not with gold, but with silent acts of love and bravery. Even those who can't speak find ways to memorialize their faith. Centuries later, these hidden signals will help archaeologists piece together the truth about the lost convent sisters. Months become years. Some nuns die in their sleep, others from illness or heartbreak. Yet the marks, prayers, and small treasures remain, unseen but powerful. New generations of palace staff ignore them, but cannot erase what's been carved deep. One young guard returns each day just to run his fingers along the crosses, finding comfort in their persistence. The nuns are gone, but their legacy survives. Every scratch in the wall is a protest, every hidden hymn a spark of hope for future generations. Centuries later, the palace crumbles and archaeologists dig deep into forgotten tunnels. They discover crosses, beads, faded Latin prayers, and carved dates. Their findings rewrite history, showing the world that the nuns' courage did not vanish. Instead, it was buried in plain sight, waiting to be found. News spreads, scholars marvel. Survivors of other tragedies take heart, knowing that memory can endure even the worst erasure. The Ottoman Empire may have faded, but the story of the nuns rises anew. Their faith, recipes, songs, even small lessons are revived and retold. In churches and schools, their memory becomes the spirit of resilience and hope. Parents teach children about Sister Eleni and Sister Magdalena, about how love and unity outshine cruelty. Their legacy becomes proof that sometimes survival is the real victory, not through battle, but by never letting go of who you are. This is not just an old story. It's about every person trying to hold on to their faith and family. By listening and remembering, we help keep these memories alive. So if this journey moved you,
subscribe to Crimson Curator's History, because as long as we remember,
Lost voices will never truly disappear.